Well, hey there, magic monsters. Just as I hit that button, I thought, oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Hopefully, I won't sneeze. And if I do, hopefully, I will hit that mute button. And if you're watching this, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. So, my computer apparently decided to quit itself overnight while I was asleep, and I came back this morning and everything had shut down. So, I had to restart everything, which means I lost all my Photoshop files that were up and stuff. What can you do? So I've been making videos and images for a very big upcoming week, and it's been tiring. But in the end, it will be rewarding, and it will be good. It's some good stuff. Got some better photos than before, I think. At least a different style for sure. Something new and unique. I've got my coffee. I ate a homemade blueberry muffin. And yeah, so I've got two projects up. This is the project I've been using for taking videos. And I've got this widescreen, so you can't see the whole screen because it's been easier doing it wide, although with the Unity recorder it doesn't really matter. But for taking screenshots it does. And then I've got the other project, which is over here. Oh, over here. Which is just this is my Unity 2022 LTS project that I use for basically managing all the packs. And in this one, I've got my demo scenes. And so I think one thing I know I need to do is make sure the half orc demo is all set up properly. I think it is. Just want to check the hair issue. There's been a hair issue. I somehow changed the half orc, or not the half orc, all the humanoid hair, and it kind of effed it up a little bit, which is no bueno, not good at all. But I fixed it by bringing in an old version of the hair and calling it a 3.1 version instead of 3. So it should work. Unity's got to rebuild the lighting in the scene, but in the scene view, yeah, the hair's, that's what it's kind of supposed to look like, I guess. All right. Oh yes. Somehow I also had like messed up with the humanoid wardrobe there too. So I just want to go through these and make sure I've been updating my demo scenes. Yeah. And I don't think I've updated these actually now that I look at it. Well, okay. So we have some stuff to do then, I guess. We got no prefab groups. Blend shapes are all not active. So the thing is, if I were to try to randomize these now, it would be all chaotic because, well, first I need to reload. One day I need to rewrite this script. Not today. But yeah, so you can see if I zoom in here, that neck is probably too big. So in general, and that's probably too small, in general, what we do for the blend shapes is we make them kind of more extreme. Hello, Merrick, how are you? More extreme than they have to be. So, as part of this process, this is a long, boring process, but it has to be done. It has to be done. It's very important. I need to make a video with these characters. We limit them. So we got the ability to set the min and max here. So I'm just going to set the max. And I tend to keep it somewhat conservative because when you start mixing all these together, you can get some pretty crazy looks as they start like affecting each other, because you can imagine this and this, you know, is making them look like an orc, and this looks like well, not realistic. So I try to keep things somewhat min and maxed. It also reduces the chance of clipping, which, you know, it's impossible to stop completely, but you know, sometimes I'll just remove shapes altogether by just saying they're min max to 0 too. Like, do we really care about his butt width in the demo? I don't think so. I don't care about his crease, his butt crease. So we're gonna set max to 0, and it's gonna be that. Let's see, hip size. These hips don't lie. That's a very minimal change. Now these are things that you can preset as well to exact values if you want to create specific people with specific shapes. You could do that. A meeting on a Saturday? Well, I hope your meeting goes well. I've had meetings on Saturdays too. Yeah, I wasn't going to stream, but then I just decided, you know what? It's been a while. I'm doing stuff that's kind of boring, but perhaps interesting. And I woke up and thought, all right, let's just do a little bit. And if anyone watching does have questions about anything, doesn't have to be related to what I'm doing, let me know. I mean, it should be related something to what I'm doing. I don't have all the answers of life, you know. I only have most of them. So again, I'm keeping the min and max very conservative here. I'm not paying too much attention, just trying to make sure it doesn't go too much out of the ordinary for this one. You know, I'm gonna set that to 0 so it doesn't even come to play. Same with this and this and this. Those are very specific things, aren't they? Now we get to the face. There are a lot of shapes in the face. I think if we were to redo this, we'd have less shapes, but try to focus on more specific shapes. But let's open all these up. I should build a button to expand all. So, yeah, I didn't build that. Sometimes I remember to add, if shift is down, do it to all of them, but I guess I didn't for this. Lots of shapes. Do you ever wonder how many like relatively distinct faces there are in the world? Yeah, me neither. The face is where you can really get some really weird results if you just go crazy. I'm gonna make this 0. You can see right there, that's already crazy just by itself. Oh, nice. I hope those are going well. Set this to 0. Yeah. You can set it a little bit high. Not quite to 0. I think we already have one that does the exact same thing. Face angle. Ooh. Okay. Face depth. Flat face. Mr. Flat Face. Mr. Not Flat Face. See, these big face shape ones are nice, but they can also contribute to weirdness if they both get pushed up and then you get a bunch of other things going on all at once, and all of a sudden you can get some really weird looks out of it. Like that. Does not look normal. And that's why it's important, whoops, to have some control over the combination. Yeah, set this to 0. Jaw definition. Ooh. We won't go too crazy here. Jaw relax. I'm just going to set that to 0. This one doesn't really do too much. I'll set it to 0. This one, did I fix it on here yet? So I noticed that for some reason the materials actually was shiny. Yeah, so, and I fixed it in multiple places, but I don't know, maybe because it keeps not saving it. So that probably helps a little bit right there. And I hit save. That was one of the issues here. The lighting on it will look different, but yeah, there you go. So that was probably part of what you were seeing. A big chunk of what you were seeing, actually. When you say roughness, Roughness and smoothness are essentially the same thing. Inverted. Oop, I'm gonna make this 0 and 0. This is talking about the normal map. I'm investigating what it would take to do a brand new human system. I don't want to make promises, though, that I might not be able to keep. But we're looking into it and seeing what we can and can't do. Because I think we can do better. We learned a lot in the past many years, and I think we can do better. Oh, lighting came up. It's baked. Ear shape. Okay, that's fine. All right, I'm going to save these. If you don't save it in the override, you lose it. I'm not going to include those. Let's see. Arm wraps. Do I want to include these? I guess I can make it go up just a little bit. I don't want to do that. I do wonder sometimes how many people. This is a scriptable. Well, wait, is it? Yeah, no, it's not. It's not a scriptable object. Not in this case. I do use a lot of scriptable objects, but in this case, no, it's not. I do wonder, though, how many people actually make use of all of the blend shapes that we provide. Okay. Pants. Oh. Depth. I think that's more for a fixing things in other wardrobes. Sometimes we have helper shapes that make it a little bit better when mixing and matching with shapes that essentially weren't really meant to work together because they were made at very different times. You're talking normal map then. It is harder to make the human stuff. It's because people know what humans look like. That's the problem. If it were a monster, nobody would bat an eye. Oh yeah, this is the blend shapes manager, next gen graphics. It's actually one of my older scripts. I was just saying earlier, I need to update it pretty soon, because yeah, it's been a while since I've updated it basically. But it has a lot of options. There are too many options, most likely. I think if I had to do it again, I would for these humanoids, I would have less options. But what can you do? All right, I think I'm gonna skip some. Oh yeah, this is one of those helpers. If you want to wear it with the shirt, then you bring that tightness out. If you want to wear it without the shirt, then you bring the tightness in. See? So there are some helper stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna ignore. Okay, those are all the other. Those are humanoid ones. Okay, I'm gonna ignore all those. Apply all and reload blend shape list. New group. Make this reset. And I added this new feature, add all, which is nice, I guess, because it adds all. And I suppose I don't need all though. So I am going to include all of these, and I'm not going to include hair. I did make those. I did not. I did those. Did not. Did those. Did not. Did those. Did those. Did not. Did not. And I think I ignored the rest, or most of the rest. I don't really need to worry about the rest, so I'll just click this on the rest. I guess an add all would be nicer to add all of types, but that's okay. All right, so we got the reset. Now we're gonna copy this and make a random one. And for random, we're going to set all random. We can test it out by just clicking this activate. Oop. Don't quit, don't quit, don't quit. Please don't quit. Sometimes it quits and then I have to redo stuff. Okay. Before, oh, no. Aw, man. Aw, man. Come on. I'm not sure why it's doing this. Is it done? Is it done doing it? Nope, it's not done doing it. Now I know I clicked that activate button a few times, but usually the activate button doesn't take a long time to activate. So I don't know. God damn it. I don't want to have to redo anything. I'm glad I saved the prefab not long ago, because redoing all those blend shapes and min maxes is not fun. Okay. Well, I just saw a change, so that's good. I think it's just being slow. I wonder why. Saying the blend shapes usually is not slow. It's just saying a bunch of values. Okay. All right. So apply those. All right. Let's see. All right. Close this out. Maybe that's causing a problem. Activate that. Activate. 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 Okay. There we go. We're back. But you can see that even with the relatively minor settings I have for the min-max, we still have some faces that every once in a while look kind of like a little funny, but within the realm of possible humans. No. So the necklaces, the pendants in the character accessories pack have some shapes that adjust their position, but you would attach them to one of the bones around the neck so that they move with the neck, but they don't, move around like in real world. You'd have to add some other coding to that, basically, with colliders and other such things. There are assets on the store that I think will do that, but it's not something that's built into it. It's that's an entirely different problem. So certainly you can use the blend shapes to adjust the size to fit the right shape, but that's it. All right, so we got this now, and we got our prefab groups. Oh no, we don't have prefab groups. We got our blend shapes. We don't have our prefab groups, so we need to set those up. Okay, so prefab groups. Create a new group. We're going to create a new group called wardrobe or armor. Armor 1. So for this is where it gets tricky, because the characters here work with all sorts of armor, from the humans to the elves and the armor packs and all that. For this demo scene, though, it's only going to demo the half-orc armor because the others are all going to be pink if you don't have the textures. And that always makes people think like somehow I screwed them over and they didn't get all the stuff, when no, they didn't get it because it doesn't come with the pack. You need the human package to get the human textures. But so I always run into the problem. Do I set this up just for the half orc, or do I set it up for everything? And I think I don't know. The problem is if I set it up for everything and somebody doesn't have something, it increases the chance that they're going to be upset. It also increases the chance of a 1-star review. It increases the chance of people wanting refunds. It increases the chance of random errors happening because an object isn't there, and for whatever reason I didn't catch that error yet, and so it causes something in the console and people get pissed at that. And I expect in this next week there's going to be a lot of new users getting this package. So I think because there's going to be a lot of new users getting this package, and because I recently made a prefab and object demo video showing exactly how to set this up pretty easily with the add buttons, I think I'm going to make this specific to these objects here that are already on the character. So we're just going to add all of these one by one just by dragging and dropping them over here. Yeah, that's what I have decided. I could organize this, I guess, by type. I guess all the bracers are by each other, but the other stuff isn't. Should probably set this up for the female at the same time so that they have the same options for the armor sets. Actually, I'm going to make the jewelry separate, so we'll remove those. Most of my characters don't have this many wardrobe options. The humans just go cray-cray with the wardrobe. Cray-cray, of course, is what the kids say for crazy, but they probably don't anymore. I think now all the kids are saying like bruh and sus. Kids are weird. I don't get them. All right, here we go. So we've got our wardrobe here. I'm going to again apply this just to save it to my prefab. We're going to set this as the default by starring it, and then I'm going to create a new group here and call this jewelry, and jewelry 1. And just so I don't forget, I'm going to bring these in here as well. Jewelry 1 will be all of them on, I guess. And that's the default. Okay. And then let's do the female half orc at the same time, so that when I set up one, I can set up the other. That seems to be efficient. We'll worry about the blend shapes later. I've got to do that whole process on her as well. But we're going to create a new group here, jewelry and armor. Jewelry 1, armor 1. Okay, so for jewelry, whoops. For the objects, how come there were 4 on the other one and only 3 on this one? No idea. Interesting. She's got 1 less jewelry. All right. Armor, though. So this will turn them all on at the same time, but that's okay because it's easy to turn them off. Notice her bracers and stuff are not separated out, too. That's another complaint that I have with myself, really, for back in the day, just not saying, hey, they should match between the two. And just being able to turn on left and right is been helpful. So in general, being able to take off one boot and not the other boot is a good idea. Even though it's more convenient to have both pauldrons on one object, it's more flexible to have them separated out. Don't forget to like and subscribe, everybody. There's a lot of stuff coming up this week, so if you have not, join my mailing list. You can do so at infinitypbr.com. Scroll down to the bottom, throw in your email address, and look out for emails. You're going to get like 3 this week because there's a lot going on this week, and it's very exciting. And don't buy the half orc yet. Wait until Thursday. Then you can buy the half orc, and you'll be very happy in the process. That's what you get for listening to this live stream. You get the inside information that Thursday, probably around 11 a.m. Pacific time, there will be an opportunity to buy the half orc for a very, 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 very steep discount and get other stuff at the same time. It should be a fun day. All right, so we are fully maxed out on wardrobe for both of them. So for the first one, what are we going to do? Let's just turn off the... Well, I think I might need to update this. Let me see. Let me get the male selected here. So earlier I showed the X, that modifier for the blend shape to make it work with the shirt. If we go down to our shapes here, I can choose technically... X chest belt tightness, add to list, and revert back, and then the other add to list, revert back, and we can set those to this. Now technically this means that when it's turned on, it will set to 100, and when it's turned off, it will turn off. That revert back. So I'm going to copy that, and let's just see if that holds. I want to make sure I need to remove these here though. Okay. So now if I turn this on, oh, well, the objects are the same. All right, turn that on, turn this on. It did not seem to work. It's supposed to work. Oh, that's weird. I wonder if when I deleted it from one, it deleted it from the other. I forgot to do it on the other one too. There we go. There we go. So now we have a version that works with the shirt as well. So that's good. So for this one, we'll keep those arm wraps up. No, not for this one. For this one, we'll keep the arm wraps, but we'll turn off the waist wrap. There we go. And we'll turn off the skirt, turn off the fur skirt, turn off the hangers. Actually, maybe we'll keep the skirt and turn off the pants instead. Okay. All right. And then let's match on the female as well. So I'm going to first copy this before I add those shapes in case that was the issue. And we are turning off the pants, half orc pants, and turning off the waist wrap. And in our shapes, we are bringing what are we doing? Where is it? X tightness, add to list and revert back. Add to list, revert back, set those. All right, then let's test it, turn on, there we go. So for her on this one, we also need to turn off the, what's it called? Fur chest, there we go. All right, now they match. Yes, okay. So now we're going to do that with other things. Basically, we're going to go back and forth and make all a bunch of different armor sets by turning things off. So now we will start by turning a whole bunch of things off. I like to start with most things off and then slowly bring them back on rather than the other way around when I do this. And we'll create like 6 different ones. All right, so we do need the shoes. I do want waist wrap, and we'll keep that as the bare minimum. Okay, and we'll do her. Armor 2. Have a good one, Merrick. Good luck with the mastery group. All right. So we're going to keep the waist wrap. Keep the shoes. Keep the pants. Keep the chest. All right. That's pretty much it. Okay. So then we'll copy this, call it armor 3, and start adding new things. So let's add the cross belt there. And leg wraps, thigh wraps, and arm wraps. All right. Add some bracers, some bicep wraps. Maybe we will make this one a skirt one without the hangers, maybe with the front hangers only. Turn off the thigh wraps. Turn off the pants. Let's see. Looks like He-Man almost now. He has the power. All right, so we have bicep wraps, bracers, no spikes, skirt with the hangers. Her side hangers are attached. Turn off the thigh wraps, turn on the shin guards, not like mouse, do your thing, and turn off the waist wrap. Okay. Armor 5. Okay, let's see. For this one, we can do spikes. Shin guard spikes, bracer spikes, fur on the arm, fur. Add some pauldrons and the pull-ins, and turn off the bicep wraps for this one. All right, just to show more variety. All right, bracer spikes, fur, pauldrons without spikes, pull-ins, shin spikes, leg spikes. I guess I called them leg spikes. And turn off the bicep wrap. Okay. Copy this. I think I accidentally copied it twice. I did. Save the prefab in case everything quits. Let me do that here too. Okay. Armor 6. Let's go back to the pants. Skirt off. And we'll turn on some more spikes. Keep those off. And we'll turn the vest on and turn off the X. And for this one, let's turn off the bracers and the arm wraps. And we'll turn on the spikes. All right. Armor 6. What do we have? Turn off the arm wraps, the bracers, the fur. The vest is on, the fur chest is off, X belts are off, pants are on, skirts are off, belts, vest belts are on, and spikes are on. Okay. Let's do one more. And this is going to be fur chest is on, vest is off, X belts are on, waist wrap is on, pants are on, add the fur on the leg, fur on the pauldron, bring all these back on, bring that back on. So a whole bunch of things on. This is different from this one, right? Yeah, that's different enough. That was my goal. I wanted something that was heavy armor or heavier armor for this character, but not the same as the first one. And that will be the last one we do. So vest off and waist wrap on and X belts on. Does that match? I think that matches. All right, we are good. So we will now apply all, apply all. All right, so let's see where we are now. I know I didn't set up the female blend shapes yet. I'll do that later. I want to take a break from that. It tires me, you know. But what I can do for now is do my reload and then random. Just basically have these here so that my setup in the scene doesn't throw any random errors and stuff. So he'll have his blend shapes move. She won't, but the rest will take hold. So now we're going to be updating the scene itself with the latest version of things. And to do this, actually, first thing I need to do is add a new script. So I've been doing a new script for each character, a new demo script. It's kind of like migrating from this older one to a new one. So it's going to be half orc demo. And let's load this up in the old Rider application. And I'm going to get some more coffee. I'll be right back. Probably should have microwaved this coffee. Oh well. It could be hotter. All right. So I'm just going to copy this. You can see I've already copied this and paste it here. And we're going to call this half orc demo. I don't need all of these, but I do need something. So let's see. What is it that we do need? Buttons, buttons, buttons. Texture buttons. Body buttons, gear buttons, body parts. I don't think we need all of those, but let's see what we do have available to us. Let's see. We do have buttons. We have hair buttons. We have more. Let's scroll down a bit. So I'm gonna be turning off all those buttons. We're gonna move to the new thing. I'm gonna turn off a bunch of those. Textures, that's what we're looking for. So we got 7 skins, various hairs, various armors. Yeah, okay. So we do need hair buttons then. We'll make sure those work. So public button, hair buttons. This is why it's a demo script, because it uses buttons, and in your game there's no buttons. You're not going to have buttons in your game. I mean, you might, but probably not. And so this is why it's a demo script. These are things that I know sometimes, especially newer devs, want me to just do it for them and then drag and drop and it just kind of works, but they don't understand why it works. And I get it. I am very much have a vein of that myself. But now the only downside of doing it this way, of course, is that maybe I can do it a different way for this one. This is actually why I set up the script in this way, where it inherits from the demo character, because I knew that each character might have slightly different setups. So I think since there are a male and female and I want them to be separate and not use... Yeah, okay, let's try it differently then. Fine, geez, gosh. So, body. We're going to call this public... Gosh. This is yeah, okay. Well, yeah. I want a new human system. I want to make a new human system. That's okay. So we're gonna say game object mesh, body mesh, and then we'll say public material. I can't spell. Body materials. Okay, we'll start with that. We're going to have to make some updates. So we'll have to go bit by bit to make it work. But it'll be very nice once it's done. Half orc demo. Nope. Demo. Half orc demo. How come you won't find it? There's an error? There can't be an error. What's going on? Ah. Lowercase d. That's what's going on. All right. Now we can add this here. Yes, and now we can add this here as well. So, for our body mesh on the male, that we have our body body and our body head. We'll do the same to the female. Body, body, body head, and body materials. That's going to be on our textures materials. This is the female, so we'll do 1 through 7 here. 4, 5, 6, 7. Do the same on the male. We also have the blank one, which is what I use in Legend of the Stones, which is a desaturated version that lets you change the color simply by changing the color right here. So there's that. But we won't use that for this demo. Don't want to go too deep in the demos too much. All right, so now we need to figure out where the textures are going to go, because the body one is easy. The head one is less easy. So we are in element 0 for this. And for the female, it is element 3. So this is where we need public int head material spot equals 0. And for her it was 3. That's because to set if I set the material on this object, it would set it to all of these, and obviously I don't want to set it to all of these. That's one of the many things I would like to have updated in a new human system. So element 0, 1, 2 was the spot actually, right? Index 2, 0, 1, 2, yep. And for this one was 0. Okay. So now we will say public, or yeah, we'll make this one public. Public void public void set material, and we'll take an int index, and then we'll say the body one's easy. So we know, and this is kind of hard code because we know the body one is the first one. I did that on purpose. So we will say body mesh 0 dot set dot get component dot get component skinned mesh render dot shared material equals body materials index, and we will also say if index is greater than or equal to body materials dot count, or the length, then index equals 0. Basically, if we pass an error range, just go to the first one. It shouldn't happen, but it'll stop an error from happening in case it does. All right, so that one's the easy one. Number 1, however, is not the same. So we're going to say var materials equals, we'll call this head materials equals shared materials, or something like that. Materials, and then head materials, head material spot. I should call that index, really. Head material index dot oh yeah, just equals, I think, body materials index, and then we need to set this. I think we do shared materials equals head materials. So that's how you set multiple. When you do this, that's how you can do that with this type of thing, in case anyone was wondering that. And then we should be able to test it with the buttons. Let's try that. I'm gonna save our changes. Okay, so in our buttons here, textures, content textures, skin 1 through 7, we are going to do half orc female and half orc male, and we will say for each of them demo set material, demo set material, and actually it's really set body material to be specific. I wonder if this will update automatically. Nope. Okay, set body material. Set body material. Okay, and then just go 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, and 6, 6. I'm just going to delete these. Okay, let's test it. See if it works. Do it live. Ah, perfect. Since it's half orc, I went with colors that are kind of like a little off human. But I don't know. I don't know. We could make a 7 and 8 by copying these, or an 8 and 9. I mean 8. Nine. And then make some more outlandish colors, perhaps. And then we can add the buttons. There's no reason why skin tones have to be any skin tone. You can do whatever you want. It's your game. Alright, so we're going to make this 7 and 7 and 8 and 8. And in order to not throw errors, we will go to our things here and add in the new materials. And we will press play, and we will clicky, clicky, clicky those and see if it works, which it should. There's really no reason for it to not work, but you never know. Yeah, so there you go. So now we've got a green version and a red version. Yeah. That's nice. Now I could go a little bit further and add in the slider, but I don't know if I want to do that really right now, at least. All right, so let's work on the hair. So we are going to have to do, for the hair, it's really the one material. What does our hair do now? Set hair color and demo control. Half orc demo, set hair color. Okay. Probably do the same thing here, because this is not really using different materials. This is just changing the color on the material. Is it loading? There it is. I wonder what I'm I'm doing there with the marine materials. Set hair color. This could actually be old. All right, well, we'll do something similar. So we need hair, header, hair, and public color, hair colors. Make a bunch of those, and then public material, hair material. I can't spell sometimes. All right, and we'll make this hair material instead of hair matte. I think it's just the one. Is there more than one material? I think it's just the one material. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Thanks for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay. Okay. Hair. It's hair 3-1. Yeah, that's the only material really. I mean, the thing is that by doing it this way, we are, of course, changing the hair on all of them. So there's a little bit of a redundancy because we're going to call this twice. We're going to call it once for the male, once for the female, and then they're going to have the same hair. It's just going to change twice. I wonder if there's a way to do that on just their instance. Maybe the new versions of Unity can do that. I don't know. I'd have to investigate more on that. But for now, we're just going to do this, and we're going to create 6 colors. See if I can remember those 6 colors. I think I already messed up. Yeah, I did. What was a gray? That's the one gray. There we go. Okay, now those should be the same. Okay. And I think if we look at this, I don't know if this is actually set for the shader, this code. We have color. That's the main one. Yeah, I think let's just change that by itself. Keep that desaturated. Let me just check, make sure I don't mess things up again. Okay. All right, that should be fine. So I think it's just color, but we can go into the, if you have amplify shader editor, you can actually edit this shader if you really wanted to. I wouldn't necessarily suggest doing it, but so color is just underscore color. There you go. Okay. So in our code, we can comment out that, and it's just going to be set underscore color to that color. That should do the trick, but we can, of course, do a better job up here. Instead of white, we can set it to the colors that we have selected for these. If I can remember what's what. And then, oops, didn't seem to take. And then for these texts, make these white. That's cool. If I ever change those color selections, they won't match, but whatever. All right, and then for all of these, we're going to change that from the old version to the new version, where we call it on both of these. And again, this is going to do it twice, even though both of the actions do the same thing. So it's just going to do it twice. But that way, if one of them's active but the other isn't later, when I make videos and photos, it doesn't cause an issue. That's essentially why I'm okay with doing it twice here. Otherwise, I would just put one in, because I know for the demo scene, they're both live. They're both active at the same time. All right, let's test this out. There we go. So we got some hair colors. All right, that's good. And then in our code, when we do randomize textures, I'm going to just comment this out for now. Probably delete all of it later, but when we do our randomized textures, we're going to do set body material to a random.range between 0 and body materials.length. And then similar, we're going to do set hair material to a random.range 0 hair materials or hair colors.length. All right, and then we now need to do the armor. How do we do the armor already? And do I want to change that? And why do I have another set of hair colors here? Who knows? Who knows? Are you guys all excited for this week? Tuesday's a big day, and Thursday's an even bigger day. They're both big days in their own right, and they're separate opportunities. It's just a wonderful opportunity all around, both of them, to support Infinity PBR, and it's going to be very fun. Set armor materials. Okay, let's look at that. That is set armor materials. What do we do during this? We look at all our wardrobe. Huh. Interesting. I wonder what all this is about. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we take our current material name. We're removing 1, 2, and 3, removing instance, and that's our material name. And then for each of our materials, if the material name equals this, then we will add that. What is wardrobe materials? Oh, I see. I was being clever. I guess that kind of makes sense. So we're basically going through all of these and saying, hey, if the material is half orc armor arm wraps without the one, removing the differences, then we'll update it to whatever. But yeah, I guess that makes sense. I mean, that would work in this context too. And that's 1, 2, 3, and this. Mat suffix is just 1, 2, 3. So basically we're stripping 1, 2, 3 from it, stripping this instance that's probably added by Unity, and then going through the materials. It works. I wouldn't use it at runtime, but it works for this purpose. Yeah, okay. I'll probably might update it a little bit, but I think this can work for now. And this, I'm gonna just make it shorter. Okay, and then we need wardrobe and wardrobe materials. Header wardrobe. Yeah, I guess I could have done render up here too, huh? Oh well. We don't need any of these. Actually, we might need those. Undo. Alright. So I think we can just keep it as is. I just need to set it to the same for both of them. Different wardrobe, of course. They have their own wardrobe, but the materials, the list of materials should be the same. I can't copy a whole list, can I? Let's see. Can I just copy? Oh, I can. Okay, let me see. Can I copy this? Copy that. Paste. Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Well, that saved some time. What are the materials up here then? These are all on the female. Okay, well then I guess I can copy this and paste it on the female one at least. And guess keep it at 33 elements, 34. Okay. And then for the male, we can't do that. So instead, we'll just have to add them the old-fashioned way. Oh, all right. Let's open them all because it's going to be this that we're adding in. Boring. I didn't set the jewelry. I should do that. We have to make prefab groups for the hair as well. All right, save our prefab so we don't lose our precious work. All right, now the armor 1, 2, 3 should be able to go for the half orc male and female. And oops. Set armor material. And for this, it's not the index, it's actually the name of the material. That's why that. So let's see if that works. Ooh. Well, it's not quite working unless they're now spaceships. Looks like I may have missed a couple on the male there. But why did it not work? What is the dealio? Yo. Materials. Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's very weird. Why are they missing stuff? Oh, I think I know. Let's go to the asset store because I think half orc. I have a feeling that it might be in a bonus file. Additional textures. Bonus file 1. Okay. I put in a bonus file. I can fix that. Package manager. I should probably search for half orc. Would be more appropriate. Bonus files 1. Let's download that. Let's see how fast my internet can be. Not that fast. Jeez. All right, well, that's doing. I'm going to get more coffee and microwave it this time. Be right back. It's not done yet? Darn. I even ate some popcorn while the microwave was on. You know, my friends don't have a microwave. They've never had a microwave. Always seems weird to me. And now my brother redid his kitchen, and now he doesn't have a microwave. I'm thinking, I get it. Cooking food in microwaves, that makes no sense. It's weird. It never comes out as good as other cooking methods. But for reheating coffee and food and other things, they're very convenient. You know, all these fantasy games where people are living in old medieval style things and, farming and all that. Life's better now than it is in the games that we make and play, isn't it? I agree with myself. This will come in soon. So I think the problem was that the texture sizes are big, and the package was already 1.6 gigs. And I think at the time when I uploaded this originally, it was only allowed 2 gigabytes or something like that. I need to take a COVID test. Going to my friend's party tonight. We have to take COVID tests because of COVID. We don't yet have to take monkeypox tests, but if I was in Europe, maybe we would. Monkeypox, huh? The good thing about all these viruses and stuff, monkeypox, that's a silly thing. There's a vaccine for it already. They just didn't make enough to give it to everybody in the area where it was a pandemic or endemic. They could have stopped it, but politics and money. All right, let's import. And as always, when importing best practice is to look at what we're actually importing and not import everything. So turn that off. What we need is, I guess, this wardrobe bodies .unity package. Where is that? I should have remembered where it was. .unity package. Wardrobe bodies. Extract me. There it is. Aha. So again, pay attention because we don't need to bring in any of these. We do, however, need all of those, and that should fix the issue once those install. And now, from now on, we don't have to, that bonus file won't be required to get these extra textures. Because now the asset store can hold up to 6 gigs or 8 gigs, I think is the new guidelines. Still a very large download, but, you know, better to serve things in higher resolution than in lower resolutions. Feels cold today. What's the weather? It is currently loading 23 degrees Celsius. What is that in Fahrenheit? That's like low 70s? 74. The air is cold though. It says it's 74, but I don't know. The air feels chilly. Let's open this window up a little bit more. Get some more air. Maybe it's just we're not getting enough of the outside air in. I don't know. All right. Are we good? Are we? Can I delete this? All right. Now, I did notice, however, that the mail didn't seem to have its X belts. It did. All right. Well, we'll figure that out if it happens again. Press play, see if it works. There we go. It didn't work on the male X belt though, so why not? We have the X belt here. Torso belts. I see. It's got the wrong texture to begin with. I didn't even notice that. Look at that. And while I've got it on my mind, I should check the prefab. Male half orc armor, X belt. Make sure that these have the right. Nope, they don't. That's good. That's a good catch. That's been like that for who knows how long. And nobody's caught it. I mean, it's okay. Torso 1. There we go. All right. So now if we add our random code here as well, we will say set armor materials random.range 0 through 2. Actually, no, 1 through 4, because we want it to be 1, 2, or 3. It's exclusive of the max. It's inclusive of the minimum. Okay. Now, let's hook up our random buttons. All right, so randomize is going to be, we're going to make it another randomize. We're going to call this one Random Textures, and Random Textures, and this one's going to be called Random Blend Shapes, or Random Mesh Morphing. I don't know which blend shapes or mesh morphing. Mesh morphing sounds cooler, I think, than blend shapes. Random texture is, we're going to bring in the female and the male as well. And for each of them, we're going to say half orc demo, randomized textures. Half orc demo, randomized textures. And then for the mesh morphing, same deal. We're going to say blend shape preset manager, start transition to string, and we're going to say random. And then same deal here, blend shape preset manager, start transition to preset. That's going to be a transition over time. We also need a reset blend shapes. Reset blend shapes. And yes, I know I'm using both phrases. And on this one, this is going to be reset, the preset reset, preset reset. And then super randomize is going to do both of those things, not that. And it's going to do a little bit more too. All right, so we're going to go to Randomize Textures and start transition to random. Do that for both of them. And then also go to our prefab and object manager and say activate random all groups. So that's basically, you can go through all the groups that we have on our prefab and object managers and randomize each group. And so in our prefab and object manager, earlier I said I need to do the jewelry, and I do. So jewelry is just a few things. So I'm just going to make 2 copies. And in one, they're going to have none, and the other, they're just going to have the nose. The default will be on. Now we can randomize between them, but we'll turn on the default by default. Same thing here. 2 new versions. One all off, and one we will keep the mouth and nose. Okay. And then we also need the hair. So create a new group. We're going to type this hair 1, and how many hairs do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think that aren't meant for helmets and such. All right, so just name these. not property. Oh, we also need to have one for no hair. Because why not? Not the hood. No hair. And that's empty. Okay, so now we can randomize those, and we will set the default for him. Yeah, we can set the default to that. Although I think this one won't take the hair color. It's a different shader, and maybe that's why that shader B was there. But yeah, so I think I'll just set this one as the default. All right, save my settings and changes, and then go and do the same thing here. Oops. Oops. And no hair. I think there's still 9 for these ones as well. So there's a female hair. Of course, there are more hairs in the new hair and beard pack as well, but that is outside of the scope of this demo. All right. Now let's look at the hairs, make sure we didn't mess things up. Yeah, that's kind of what they're supposed to look like. These are the original hairs. That scalp issue is annoying though, isn't it? Probably looks different with the lighting on, but still visible. Yeah, the new hair pack's better. I'm working with somebody who might be able to do a shader, but that's been the biggest challenge. Finding someone to do the shader. Hey, this is set to the default. Why did that turn off? Oh. So we only have 8 hairs then for this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I guess so. So that's the default, and this one is removed. Okay. Yeah, whenever there's a default, it means that when something gets turned off, the default will automatically turn on, which is why that star is very important, and only one thing can be the default. All right. Okay, now we need our hair button. I'm going to bring these out of this. Bring this up. Let's see. We got to remove a lot of buttons. So we have random set and reset. So I'm going to turn off this entirely. And then character. Turn off all of those entirely. Hairstyles. Look at that, I've got more hairstyles listed here, but that's because I listed the other ones too. So what we're going to really do for the hairstyles is instead of doing 1 through X, we're just going to use the next button. But first, we're going to bring these up big time. Okay. Hairstyles. So instead of these buttons, we will do a UI button next, and we'll put it here, and we will make it the other font, and we will make it not so, and we will bring it here, and we'll say next hair, and we can make this smaller too. And when we do this, we are going to go to the female, on click, female, prefab and object manager, activate next of type, and it's going to be hair. And we'll make another next for the male. Bring this down, and then bring both of these up. Whoops, both of those up. And for this one, it's going to be the half orc male. Prefab and object manager, activate next of type hair, and then all these other things can come up as well, so it's much more tight than it was. Let's see if this works. Good. Males is doing it too. Now if we do the random, super random, it should just do everything. Yep. I mean, there's a lot going on. That's why there's a little bit of a pause. And there's also a lot of debug logs, which is causing a bit. So let's do something. Let's stop the rotation. Zoom in a little bit. Check the... Oh, she's not set up for that yet. Ha! He's looking funny. We do need to increase the speed of the mesh morph change. It's set to 2 seconds by default. I keep changing it to 0.5, so I think I should probably just change the default to 0.5. That way you can kind of see it. When it moves faster, you can see it better. Oh, wrong. There we go. That's why I was clicking the wrong button too. His face doesn't seem to be changing though, right? Why is his face not changing? Is his face changing? It could just be my imagination. Oh yeah, it's changing. I just kept it very conservative not to mess things up. There we go. So now you can get a sense of some of the random combinations you can do. And you can, of course, go deeper than that. Okay, I didn't change. There's a new way I'm doing these buttons as well, but I don't think I need to change it yet. There's a lot I have to do, so I'm trying to prioritize my stuff. Hi, Nick. Yes, I would like that too. One day. One day, maybe. One day, maybe. All right, so I do need to do the female blend shapes, but I'm going to do that offline. But before, shoot, I want to bring these into my other project to make the videos. But to do that, I need to kind of upload it to the asset store, and that takes a long time. So I guess instead I will do the female blend shapes before updating this to the asset store. All right, so if you were here at the beginning of the stream, you saw me do the male ones, and it takes a little bit of time, but once set up, it's set up, and that's nice. So we're going to go back here, and what are we going to focus on? We did the, oh, those are the human ones. The spikes for the other one. So I will do it for this one as well. I'm going to try to be quick about this. We're not being super precise. Do that for these ones too, actually. Whoops. There we go. All right, and then we're doing the head and the body. So let's start with the head. And we're not going to do everything. Some of these we're just going to set to be 0 so that they have no effect. Because in the demo, I don't want the face to get so crazy that people are like, this is weird. So we're going to keep it pretty conservative to reduce the chance of weirdness, because weirdness happens when you combine a bunch of shapes all together. Even when those not being combined together create a lot more variety. If you go too crazy, then it goes too crazy. So we will make it less crazy. Just by keeping these somewhat closer to 0. Yeah, like that. We don't want to go too crazy there. In fact, this one is, I'm just going to set this to 0, so we don't even have that as an issue. If I do a new human series, that would allow for more modern stuff, because right now it's just way too expensive to create new characters, new wardrobe and stuff. It's freaking expensive and it's annoying. With the new system, if I do it right, then that would be much less expensive, and I would also probably have less shapes but more specific and targeted to the ones that have the most impact on changing the look. Like, does the cleft chin really change the look that much? A little bit. So maybe the cleft chin will be kept, but jaw angle, nope. We're not even going to use that one. So there's a lot that don't have much of an impact. And then in the new system, if it works out, this is the key, then we could just have many different faces too. So while they would all have their options, same options, they would start out differently. So really, you wouldn't need to engage with the blend shapes necessarily at all. You'd have different shapes, different heads that you just throw on. And then from the different heads, you can then throw on different different varieties and mix and match, or go from there, basically. If any of that makes sense. Just kind of go out like this so we can see the nose. The nose is something that if you start mixing these to random directions, you can get some really, really unexpected results, perhaps. So I'm trying to keep them a little bit more conservative in the values than even the previous ones. All right. All right, save my work by overwriting the prefab and the body and stretch. All right. Are you all excited about Tuesday and Thursday? I'm excited about Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday, I'll tell you right now, the RPG Character Complete bundle is going to be 40% off on the asset store starting Tuesday. A bunch of other monster bundles too, I believe, will be 40% off during a sale. And then Thursday, the two opportunities are separate. There's some crossover, but the value is there. On Thursday, you can get a whole bunch of stuff for one low price, and I hope you do. That'll be exciting too. And that's going to hopefully help finance this whole human thing I keep talking about, because it's gonna be expensive. All right. So again, this is why we do conservative stuff, because really big necks, really big trapeze size, or really small can be really weird. Or if you combine the two in weird ways, then you get very strange looks that are not normal. So when we do randomizations, we need to be conservative, because we might accidentally get one direction, one the other direction. But that's where the blend shape preset groups come into play, where you can control things a little bit more. But I do want to update these scripts either way. All right, let me set this to 0 again. Set this to 0. Where are we? Okay. Really care about the butt shape. Yeah, okay. Making sure the blend shapes are actually working. Butt crease. Can't even see the butt crease. Again, with the bigger blend shapes, you also get increased chance of clipping, which is just, it's somewhat unavoidable when you start going crazy with the shapes. Yeah. Ooh, Amazon's coming. Did I buy something? Same delivery person as yesterday. I feel bad for Amazon delivery people, because I know they're not paid enough, and yet I still shop on Amazon. It's a tough world, right? Because we want to do the things that we know are good for helping others, but yeah. Yet it's hard to always do it. Oh, we don't need to worry about that. Waist shape. I guess we can, oops, we can work with that a little bit. Turn that one off. We don't need to worry about belly button depth. Definitely don't need to worry about whether she's pregnant or not. Not for the demo. That will make that. Stomach muscles. Cleavage. Don't need to worry about that. Or that. Or that. Okay, save our settings. All right, now for our presets. I'm going to delete this preset for now, and then we're going to say add all. Oh, reload blend shape lips, add all, and list. And then we're going to remove the ones that we know we're not doing. I set them to 0 anyways, but there's a whole bunch that I know I didn't do. And then the head, yes, we'll keep those. We don't need any of the hair ones. Don't need those. Really just did the spikes. And really not the size, just the shape and length. And the rest we don't need. All right, that's our explicit values. So then we'll copy this, make it random. Since we already set up the demo scene, it doesn't seem to be, oh, we have to set them all to random. There we go. There we go. Okay, overrides, save those, and press play. Since we already set up the demo scene, it should just magically work. There we go. We need to remember to set the speed, though, because the speed matters. Makes it easier to see the changes, which makes for a more impressive video. What? Oh, some person's back going to a different house. The different box. There we go. All right, so let me make sure I save this change. And that's weird. Is that not serialized? All right, and then I will update these. Oh, the hair shader. The only problem with the hair is that it does save its results because we're not changing it on the scene, we're changing it on the material. So I just want to quickly change that back so it's not blue. There we go. All right, so this scene is ready to go. I do want to bring the scroll bar up though. All right. And now I'm going to upload it to the asset store. Let me make sure that I have my draft created. All packages. Half orc. I've uploaded this so many times recently. Create new draft. Asset store tools. There's new asset store tools. I haven't used it yet. Should I use it? Should I try it? Everyone says it's better. Let me try it. It's going to be in Package Manager, I believe, or Unity Registry, Asset Store, Tools. No. All right, my assets maybe. Asset Store Tools. The download version is intended for Unity and higher. This version might not work with the current version. Oh. This is the new version. Spores 2019 and higher. Okay, it comes into packages. Interesting. import. I guess I'm going to have to delete the other one from the package, or the project rather. This is my first time using this, so this is a neat little experiment. See how it works. I need to set the animator on these. Oh yeah, so there's a couple more things I need to do in the demo scene. It's not quite ready. It's very close. Do you think this is crashing my computer? Legacy. Ooh, that's smart. Yes, I want it to be removed. That's a nice little pop-up. Sure is taking a sweet time, though. All right, there we go. All right. Let's clear things out. All right, so Asset Store 2v2, v2, Asset Store uploader. Oh, wow. This is new. Oh, look at this. These are all my drafts, all my published. That's nice. We're going to go half orc. Upload type from assets folder. Browse. I wonder if this gets saved. Infinity PBR. No. No validate. Okay, that should be it. Upload it. So uploading always takes a long time, and I don't think this update actually changes that. For whatever reason, things take longer to upload to the asset store than they do to anything else, really, to like an FTP or something like that. So it's going to take a while, and I need to do this. Oh, shit. I need to change that scene, though. Cancel. It's compressing the package. I got to wait for it to finish that before I can cancel the upload, probably. I do need to change those. There's a couple other plumbing things I need to do in the demo scene to make the keys work, the random key, the super random on my key, and other things. So since it throws an error, that would be not good for people who are just getting this for the first time. Oh, and I also need to make sure I remove... No, I didn't install the Substance Painter file, so no, that's fine. All right. Cancel that upload. All right, so I needed to go to my characters in my inspector, and then in my demo need to set that and here, and then I need to set the super random button and the reset button. Those are the two things that I need to set. There we go. And while I'm at it, demo control, camera object, canvas, height bar, Okay. And let's see. Oops. Does this all work as expected? Good. Yeah, so this is one of the ways I take photos in the demo scenes. I got the key, and then you just take photos in video as needed. But for this purpose, I'm going to be doing it in the other project. But good that those are working. I got 3 errors though. Why? That's why. Okay. All right, now I will upload it. All right, so that's going to be it for this stream because it's time to go take a shower and stuff, and this is going to take a while to upload. So thank you all for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I appreciate your those who commented and talked and engaged. I appreciate that. For all you other people, definitely check out my Discord and join the mailing list on infinitypbr.com. There's a lot coming up in the next few days, in the next week. Some good opportunities to support Infinity PBR and get some great content in the process. So I want you to be aware of that. And hopefully, if you do enjoy what is coming in the next week, you will share it with your friends and tell them, hey, this is a good opportunity to get some stuff. And maybe not.